were discussing chapter number 9, biomolecule, and in that we were discussing the enzymes in the last session. In the enzymes we have seen what are the enzymes, how they act, how they produces the reactions or how they catalyze the reactions, what are the different types of enzymes, means we have also discussed with a international classification of enzyme, and we have also discussed factors affecting enzyme activity. Now today we are moving ahead with the last topic of this chapter, and that is considered as a cofactor. Okay, so which one we learn? We learn with a chapter topic called as cofactor. What is a cofactor? You know that, one thing is that most of the enzymes are made up of protein. So the enzymes or most of the enzymes are made up of protein. Okay, that means they consist of one or more polypeptide chain. This is what going to happen. Okay, so if you see the structure of an enzyme, you can find one or more polypeptide chains. That means they are made up of proteins. But in some enzymes, apart from a protein, you can also found a non-protein part, and this non-protein part is called as cofactor. Okay, so the few enzymes or some enzymes contain the non-protein. Remember, it's a non-protein portion. Okay, this non-protein portion, they help in the catalysis of reaction. We call it as cofactor. Okay, in short, it wants to say that there are two types of the part in the structure of an enzyme. One is the protein part, or you can say a polypeptide part, and the second one is called as a non-protein part. Okay, so let's see. If you see the structure of an enzyme, then there are two parts in the structure of an enzyme. Okay, the first part you can call it as protein portion or the protein part, and the second one you can call it as non-protein part. Okay, the protein part, it's called as, what it is called as? It's called as apoenzyme, and the non-protein part you can find in the structure of an enzyme. This is called as cofactor. This is called as cofactor. Clear? So few enzymes, they contains a protein part as well as it also contains a non-protein part. The protein part of an enzyme is called as apoenzyme, and the non-protein part, it constitutes the cofactor. It is not necessary that all the enzyme contains a non-protein part, but it is necessary that most of the enzymes, they contains a protein part, and the protein part of an enzyme is called as apoenzyme. So one thing is clear, few enzymes, they also contains a non-protein part. The protein part of an enzyme is called as apoenzyme, and the non-protein part is called as a cofactor. And this cofactor is essential for catalysis of a reaction. In that enzyme, without a cofactor, the enzyme is not able to perform its action or does not able to catalyze a reaction. That means a cofactor is necessary for catalysis of a reaction. Now this cofactor, there is a non-protein part. We mostly know about the apoenzyme, the protein part. Now we discuss regarding the cofactor. Here today we have to learn regarding the cofactor. That is a non-protein portion. That non-protein portion or the cofactor, there are three types of a cofactor or the non-protein portion are there. The first is, it's called as prosthetic group. First one is called as prosthetic group. The second one is called as a coenzyme. And the third one, this is called as metal ions. Okay, so there are three types of the cofactor you can find in the structure of an enzyme or the non-protein part. It may be either prosthetic group, it may be coenzyme, or it may be a metal ion which can act as a cofactor. So the prosthetic group or coenzyme or metal ion can act as a cofactor. Now we will discuss each one, how they can act as a cofactor. So let's discuss each one, starting with the first one, what we are calling it as cofactor. The first cofactor is prosthetic group. The first one is prosthetic group. So what is a prosthetic group? The prosthetic group is an organic compound. Which kind of compound it is? Organic compound. Okay, this organic compound that is tightly bound with, it is tightly bound with the protein part, that means apoenzyme. This is called as prosthetic group. So what is a prosthetic group? Prosthetic group is a type of a cofactor. It is a type of a cofactor. Chemically it is an organic compound and they bind tightly, okay, they join tightly with a protein part, what we call it as apoenzyme. Such kind of a compounds are called as prosthetic group, and without that the reaction cannot be catalyzed. So this is called as a prosthetic group. Clear? The second type of cofactor is a coenzyme. Remember, the second type, it's called as a coenzyme. This is the second type, coenzyme. So this coenzyme is again organic compound. Remember, this is also organic compound. Okay, prosthetic group is also organic compound. Similarly, the coenzyme is also organic compound. But here they loosely bound with the protein portion, what we call it as apoenzyme. How they bind? They bind loosely. Okay, so the coenzyme binds the apoenzyme loosely, but the prosthetic group, it bounds with the apoenzyme tightly. This is a difference. Otherwise, both are the organic compounds. Both are the organic compounds. Clear? So this is called as a coenzyme. Now let's discuss the examples of a coenzyme. Okay, many of the vitamins, they are acting as a coenzymes, or they are the essential components in the coenzyme. Like for an example, I will tell you the example. So first one is called as NAD. This is acting as a coenzyme. Okay, the full form of NAD, it's nicotinamide adenine. A means adenine, D means dinucleotide. Clear? This is a full form of NAD. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Okay. Similarly, the another one is NADP. Okay, there is just addition of P. There is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Okay, both are the coenzymes. Here, in this structure of this coenzyme, the vitamin, that is a niacin vitamin, it is a type of vitamin B, niacin. Okay, that can act as an essential component. So that's why I have already told you that in many coenzymes like NAD, NADP, the vitamin is the essential component in its structure. Okay, vitamins are the essential component in a structure. So these are the examples of coenzymes. Which are the examples of coenzyme? First NAD, second one is NADP. Similarly, you can also give the another example of a coenzyme, and that is called as FAD. Okay, so what is FAD? FAD means flavin adenine dinucleotide. This is also acting as a coenzyme. So they are the organic compounds, they bind loosely, okay, but they bind temporarily, okay, and they contains the active site for an enzyme. So without them, the catalysis reaction cannot proceed. Okay, without them the enzyme cannot able to increases the rate of reaction. So this is called as a coenzymes. Okay, now we are moving ahead with the third kind of a cofactor, and that is a metal ions. Okay, so third type of cofactor is a metal ion. So let's discuss the third kind of a cofactor. It is a metal ion. Metal ion can also act as a cofactor, but they are not organic. They are inorganic compounds. What they are? They are inorganic compounds. Okay, clear? they are inorganic compounds which can act as a cofactor. Like I will tell you the example. Okay, zinc, Zn+2. It is a metal ion. This metal ion can act as a cofactor for the enzyme called as carboxypeptidase. In this enzyme, carboxypeptidase, this is the name of enzyme, the metal ion zinc, Zn+2 can act as a cofactor. So the metal ion can also act as a cofactor. Okay, so these are the three: prosthetic group, coenzyme, and the metal ion. They can act as a cofactor. Okay, prosthetic groups are the organic compound tightly bound with a apoenzyme. Coenzymes are the organic compound but they loosely bound with a apoenzyme. The example of coenzyme is a NAD, NADP, and FAD. In this NAD, NADP, the vitamin or the FAD, the vitamin is the essential component in its structure. Metal ions, they are inorganic compounds and they can also act as a cofactor. Like for an example, zinc. The zinc is a metal ion. It can act as a cofactor in the enzyme called as carboxypeptidase. Without zinc, this enzyme cannot work. Okay, that means it wants to say that prosthetic group or coenzyme or the metal ions, they are essential for the activity of enzyme, or they are essential for catalysis of reactions. So that's all about the cofactor. Here we are ending with this chapter. Okay, so students, learn this chapter thoroughly. Keep learning, keep watching, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.